I think that this is a time to be very creative and open-minded. Lots of people have proposed different methods for what I would call containment. In my book, I wrote about this idea of establishing boundaries of trust at all scales, right down to the model and all the way up to corporate ownership and then national regulation. I think that's going to be the key thing to be able to steward this in the right way over the next few decades.
But can this species have the right to say no?
Species is deliberately not a literal representation. It's a best effort to try and make sense of something that's new. It isn't a species. It just has some elements of what a species might be like. And it will have lots of characteristics that are very different to humans. It won't
But is that the kind of test to figure out what those characteristics might be?
It could be. Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's very interesting to look at. We've focused very much on its IQ, right? So we're trying to get it to be factually accurate, very, comprehensive knowledge, reference citations so that you could look at the evidence base behind individual claims. It's getting better at its emotional intelligence. It can sort of mirror and be empathetic and supportive and so on. But there are some amazingly interesting qualities that it doesn't have, which are good. For example, it doesn't have guilt. It doesn't have shame. It doesn't have competitive ego, right? There's no intrinsic desire inside of it, right? So it's not compelled to do anything other than just predict the next word with respect to the behavior policy that it's been given. And yet humans have all these underlying emotional drivers that form our behavior and our words. And so we're now designing these models without a lot of the weaknesses that we have as a species.